history of My Girlfriend's Closet?
My Girlfriend's Closet started in January of 2005. My daughter was a sophomore in high school, and some of her friends got together. It started because Barbara Griard, her daughter Laura, talked about wanted to do some kind of nonprofit. Because Barbara, with her son, started an organization called Kids Gear for Baseball, and they collected baseball gear and ended up working with the Padres to collect baseball gear to give to people in areas that couldn't afford to buy it. So she and her daughter came up with an idea to collect clothes from girls. They were in madcaps, and they knew a lot of people that had clothes hanging in, girls had clothes hanging in their closets that they didn't wear, and they thought that it would be a good idea to collect clothes for people that couldn't afford to buy them. So her daughter was a sophomore in high school, at Point Loma High School, with my daughter and quite a few others. So we got together at Barb's house, I believe, and we just sat around and talked about what we could do. And we made a plan. This was January. We made a plan to have our first distribution in September of 2005. And so we just worked with the girls, and the idea was to have an organization where the girls would eventually run the organization. So it was a mother-daughter organization, but we really wanted the girls to learn to be leaders. The thing was, in the beginning, none of us knew what we were doing. So we all just brainstormed all the ideas, and we all had to learn about how to run a nonprofit. So the moms ended up doing quite a bit of work in the beginning. And by September, we had our first distribution. We just collected clothes. A lot of clothes came from madcaps. A lot of clothes came from the girls' closets. We had our first distribution at a homeless center in Hillcrest. I can't remember the address, but it was a very small place where they can only service about 20 people. We worked with San Diego Youth and Community Services, and we set up outside in their little courtyard, and we probably had 12 people come, and mostly it was the people that were living there at the center. We had boys, we had little kids, but it was just our first event, and we were so proud of ourselves that we got it started in September. And we just gave them bags. We collected bags from, everybody had shopping bags at home from Christmas, whatever. We just saved all of our bags and we gave them to them, and they filled them up, and they were thrilled. And then we started doing our collections and our distributions there at the center. And then we started contacting all these agencies in town and getting people, and it got too big for that place. So we were always outside, and we were always very lucky on the weather. And the first day we found an inside place was the Portuguese Hall in Point Loma, and that day it rained. And that was the first time we had rain, so we were so lucky. We always felt like we were very blessed. And we went to the Portuguese Hall, and we were able to be inside. And we had grown to have too many people. We had to meter the people into the other place. So then we went to the Portuguese Hall, where it was great because we had plenty of room and we could let everybody in at one time. And then we got a little bit too full for that, and then we had to start metering people in. I think what we ended up doing first was not letting in the parents and the kids, because people would come in with their big strollers and they would fill themselves up with too much stuff. So we had to leave all the parents and kids outside. And then we started setting up at the Portuguese Hall. We had a great turnout. We had outreach people. Were connecting with everybody in town. Couldn't advertise big, but we had at one of the events at the homeless shelter, one of the news agencies came, I can't remember which one, and they were amazed at what we were doing. One of the newscasters was walking around and picking up things and talking about the brand names that were on the clothes, and she was just thrilled with all the different names that were on the clothes. This one's Abercrombie, this one's Volcom, this one's whatever. She was just thinking what the girls were getting these wonderful clothes. And we were real picky about what we kept. Wanted to make sure everything was in really good condition and clean and not spotted and whatever. And originally we took the things we didn't want to Goodwill. And then I somehow got involved with an organization in Southeast San Diego called Western Service Workers Association, and they collect clothes and all kinds of things. They have wonderful services for people that live in Southeast San Diego mostly, and they offer a lot of services, medical services and dental services and all kinds of things. Food they collect from places. They give everything to these people that work down there. A lot of these people work 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet. They've helped them with their water getting turned off. They do wonderful things for these people. So we hooked up with them, and now we take them our extra clothing, which they give to these people that really need it. And I feel good about that because they give away the clothing just like we do. And so we were at the Portuguese Hall for a really long time, many years. And then one time they overbooked us, and they had another event at the Portuguese Hall. So we ended up going to Liberty Station, to the Macmillan Center at Liberty Station, which was huge and wonderful, and they didn't charge us very much in the beginning, and we loved it there, so we stayed there for a long time. And then they started upping our rent, and once it got too expensive, we came back to the Portuguese Hall, who doesn't charge us anything, which is a wonderful thing for us. And they don't mind us being here on Sundays, and we're very happy to be back here. But we get so many girls because our outreach is so great. I believe today we had 350 girls, which is a record for a long time. I think once we reached over 400, but 350 to be there today is wonderful. And the girls just come in, they get 2 bags, they come in and they just fill up their bags, and they can just go through fast and grab as many clothes as they can in that time. And they all seem pretty happy to come in and get these free clothes. And I'm amazed that we're still here. It's been almost 15 years, and the volunteers keep coming along, and they seem to love doing this. It's not a huge commitment to volunteer. The moms and daughters come from all over. We have a lot of NCO groups that come in here.